Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at our Yakima EXO System with our TopShelf, our SwingBase, and our other accessories here on our 2021 Ford Bronco Sport. So what we're going to look at is how the EXO System works with our vehicle here, all in real time. So it's going to be a long video, but we'll be going over some different measurements, some different weight capacities, and just see how it looks and how it works, if it's the right fit for you and your adventures. So first off, we're going to take a look at the swing away system. So this is the SwingBase down here. And this is a major feature of the EXO System. You have this large handle right over here. I want to take a look at some measurements real quick though. So between the handle and your bumper, you have about 2¼ inches of space. And then between our other side of our bumper to our basket, it's about 8 inches of space. So you can already see that it's kind of a tight fit back here. Still doable, still enough space and clearance, but definitely going to be a squeeze in order to undo this lever. But once that lever is loose, you then just pull this knob and then just push out. Try to hold your SwingBase system over there by that corner, and in that corner you're going to see it click. There you go. And that's how you swing it out and away. And you'll want to do that if you want to access your hatch. So here we have our hatch door completely open. We can hang out inside of our Bronco Sport. We have all the space to do so. We can grab our large items. We can have a party back here with this completely swung away. Let's take a look at some measurements with it swung out like this. So measuring from, let's take a look at the tail light. That might be a good place to look because that's where that door comes out. We have about 11 inches of space between the edge of our door and our bike. So notice how our SwingBase system goes all the way out. It's almost in line with our right or our end tires, showing how much space you have with it completely swung out. We have the TopShelf here with our double up bike rack. And with it swung out like this, notice how easy it is to access your bike. Your handle is right over here. You can lift the bike up on this side while your friend lifts up their bike on the other side. Ideal when you have it swung away, but with it in this position, notice how if we want to grab our cargo, we have the gear wire cargo basket over here. We don't have as much space to access it. And that's okay, because you can also swing out to the TopShelf. Let's take a look at that. First, I'm unlocking our TopShelf. We have kind of like a bolt or a hitch pin right over here. And we also have this knob, and that's holding in our TopShelf. So with those released, you can then swing this completely around, or I guess halfway around. Now notice how close our bike wheel is getting to our Bronco Sport. We definitely have some clearance, but let's take some measurements just to see how much clearance do we have. I have 26-inch wheels on our bike right now, so I definitely know that some people have larger wheels, but we have about 1 inch of clearance from the closest point. So if you do have larger wheels, I recommend loading your bike right over here in the other position where your locking speed knobs are, just in case this comes in contact with your vehicle as you have it swung away. But notice that with that swung away, now we have full access to our SwingBase. If you have the gear locker, which is the large cargo box, or our gear warrior right over here, from here you can just take it off, grab your cargo, do whatever you want with it. And when you're done, go ahead and swing this right back in. You should not leave your EXO System in that position for an extended period of time. It's really just for loading and unloading your bikes as well as your cargo. So when you're done, don't forget to pop these bolts. That hitch pin goes right in there. I like to lock it into place. There we go, that's nice and secured. And don't forget to thread this back in so that's secured as well. There we go, that's the knob. And now, when we're done, remember if you do have this fully loaded, don't forget to use the stabilizing jack that goes in that corner. That gives it a little bit of extra support. But when you want to bring it back, you lift this knob on my left hand And on my right hand, I'm holding this end of our SwingBase system, and then you just swing it right back. So easy. And this comes right back into place. Then you have to use that large lever to tighten down. Now that lever is very, very important. So make sure you have this ready to go. Now, one thing about that is ideally you take your bike off when it is swung away, but I'll show you kind of how difficult it is to take your bike off when it's in the loaded position. So we'll take a quick look at this. This is a double up bike rack. We have our rear wheel strap holding down our bike by the rear wheel. This is what you take off first by just pressing the lever and releasing that strap. Then you go over to the front and you have a front wheel mount. So that is released by holding this and then lifting it up. So because we have it brought back into position, it might be difficult for you depending on how you have your entire system loaded. So I'll lift this up, I'll bring this out, and in my case over here, I'm just gonna squeeze in there and go all the way off. There we go. So as you can see, if you wanna take your bike off, it's on the top shelf, you have it that position. Definitely swing away your whole system first. It's gonna be so much easier. So obviously it was doable, but again, easier in the swung away position. So we're gonna bring these straps back in just so they're not flopping around as we drive around. Check out our double up bike rack page just to see more information. When you have this on the top shelf, you have a weight capacity of 40 pounds per bike. When you have it on the bottom, SwingBase, you then have a 50-pound capacity per bike. For the Gear Warrior, when you have this on the SwingBase system, you have a 100-pound capacity for the Warrior. If it's on its own, you have a 250-pound capacity as a cargo basket. But really, the main thing that interacts with our Bronco is going to be the top shelf and the SwingBase. So let's take a look at some measurements. First, length added to the back of our vehicle. So looking right over here, from the bumper step to the SwingBase knobs, it sits at 31 inches away from our bumper. Now measuring over here for closest point, notice how we have this slight curve. So that's gonna, right in front of our backup camera, we have about 5.5 inches of space. So again, because it's in front of your backup camera, you're definitely gonna see it. It's gonna obstruct that view, but it is nice to see how you can see out of your rear window. If your bikes are off, if your bikes are on, they're gonna cover your window. Looking at our taillights, notice how our taillights are still visible though. Awesome. Now our license plate is covered, but you can pick up the EXO Lit Kit, which relocates your license plate and has some lights over there. Now let's talk about versatility. Yakima EXO System is a modular system, meaning you can mix and match different accessories. For example, what if you're going up to Colorado, you want to go ski and snowboarding, so you switch out your bikes for your skis and your snowboards. What you then do is you unlock it. So click those tabs, 1, 2, and then you rotate these knobs, just like that. Then you lift your accessory up and then out, and then you switch it with something else. So you can switch it with the gear locker, which is a cargo box. You can switch it with another Gear Warrior, so you can have 2 of them on there. Or you can do what I'm doing right now, and I'm putting in the EXO Snowbank, which is our ski and snowboard carrier. So that pops right in there. Get those cleats in place. Then you tighten it down with these knobs, just like that. And then once they're fully tightened down, you know it's tightened down when it clicks. There we go, click and click. Just like that, a different system. You can carry your skis and snowboards here with the Snowbank. I think it's 5 pairs of skis or 4 snowboards. So that's the whole thing about the Yakima EXO System. You can swing it away. It's modular. You have 2 levels of accessories. So many cool things that you can do with this. I do like seeing how it fits with the Bronco Sport then. Another measurement I want to look at is ground clearance though. So measuring from our arms to the ground, it's 15.25 inches. Measuring from our swing base to the ground, it's 14.5 inches. And right over here by the shank, we have it at 12 inches. So if you do go up steep inclines, like your really steep driveways or your really steep hills, you might be concerned about your ground clearance because your front will go up, your back will go down. But it's really nice to know that you can load up your roof rack with all your other large accessories. Let's say you have your kayaks, your boats, your other items, and you can still maximize your hitch. So my personal thoughts about our EXO system here on our Bronco Sport: definitely a great sport accessory. I think it's great with how you can maximize your hitch, put different things on there. Yes, it's pricey, but it's pretty much the same capacity as having a trailer without having to tow a trailer. So it has different pros, it has different cons. If you want to look at our different, let's say, weight capacities of each and every item, check out our product pages. I have review videos of those things, describing them in detail. But all in all, it's nice to see how we have really good clearance with our Sport. We're able to open our hatch, our taillights are still visible, and we have pretty decent ground clearance. So all in all, that was a very quick look here at our Yakima EXO system with our double up bike rack, our snowbank ski and snowboard carrier, our Gear Warrior cargo basket, here on our 2021 Ford Bronco Sport.